Hey everybody, this is Danny with Legendary Muscle, and today I'm here with my buddy Mike and his 1968 Coronet 440. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So this car, I'm looking and it's really beautiful. Tell me, how did you acquire this car?
We saw it at a car show, and a few months later went out and bought it.
Really? So how long ago was that?
It was about 24, almost 25 years ago.
So I remember you telling me something about your son saw it, I think?
My son and I went to a car show and we saw it, and we loved it, and it was a little bit more money than what we wanted to spend at the time, and after spending months looking at other things, we talked my wife into going to take a look at it, and we bought it.
So, wife approved?
Wife approved.
That's great. This color right here, is this the original color it came?
It's not the original paint, but it is close, very close to it. The original color was a QQ1, which was a electric blue metallic.
Okay.
So it's very close to that.
Okay. So this car, it was already painted?
It was painted prior to me buying it.
Prior to you buying it,
so
okay.
The paint job's about 33 years old.
Okay, so it's still standing up pretty good. That top, it looks fairly new, but is that original top still?
The top is original. That is the original top.
That's funny, because normally those things, they'll start to blister up and you get rust underneath them and everything.
We've been very fortunate that it didn't. The car was Z-barded, which I think may have helped.
Oh, okay. And I see your trim. Is all this trim and everything original?
All the trim on this car is original. It's everything on it except for the wheels, basically. All the chrome and everything is
bumpers and all, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And I see your interior is blue. Now, did this come with blue stock or
yes?
Is that
it's not the original seat covers, but they're identical to what the car had. Oh, okay. It was a two-tone blue like that.
Then you mentioned the rims. So what kind of rims are those?
They're Rev. I have 8-inch on the front and 10-inch on the back. They're 17-inch.
Yeah, it gives a nice stance to it. I like how it looks.
I tried to fill the wheel well a little bit more.
Yeah, those cars had big wheel wells.
Yeah, they did.
So your brakes and suspension, is there any upgrades to it or what?
We've upgraded the brakes. We have discs on the front, drums still on the back.
Okay.
All new bushings and ball joints throughout.
Okay.
It still has the original torsion bars.
Okay.
Okay, the torsion bars are original.
Oh, all right.
On it. Getting ready to replace those.
So what were the engine options on this car though?
You could get a 6-cylinder. I believe it was a 225. It had a 273 come standard.
Okay.
318 was an option. You also had a 383 2-barrel and a 383 4-barrel that could be ordered in.
Oh, that's cool then. So meaning that this engine didn't sound stock when it rolled up. You think we can have a look at it?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, what engine do we have here in this? This isn't stock.
No, it's not. This is a 360 crate.
Okay.
It has a 770 Holly Street Avenger. I'm running a mechanical fuel pump on it still.
Okay.
It's got 513 lift at 292 duration.
Okay, that's nice.
Probably putting out around 380 horsepower at about 430 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay.
9-to-1 compression, so I can run normal gas, but it has to be 93 octane or above.
Okay. So what about the distributor you're still running?
It's a electronic distributor. It's the Chrysler electronic distributor that I still am running. I didn't put in anything else but that on there.
It's the performance of Chrysler. Okay, gotcha. What kind of radiator are you running here?
It's an aluminum radiator.
Is it 3-core?
Pardon?
3-core radiator?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, so you got headers too?
Yes.
As well?
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of transmission you got behind it?
It's a 904 torque flight.
Okay.
It's got a 2500 stall speed and a mild shift kit in it.
Nice.
For the street. I had originally put a 3200 stall with a heavy duty shift kit.
Yeah.
It was too much for the street.
So it didn't make it too streetable.
Nah, it wasn't, ran too hot.
Ah, I see. So what about your the rear end? What kind of differential you have?
The rear end is a 8 3/4. I've got a 355 gear. It's a sure grip.
Okay.
It's not what it came stock with. You know, it came with 8 3/4, but the gear's
Gotcha.
definitely bigger now.
Now, was that something that you upgraded, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Along with the transmission as well, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, was that the original transmission that came on the original
Yes, it's
engine?
the original casing.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it's a nice cool day today. I think maybe we should go for a ride. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right. So you were telling me that this car sat for a while before you got to it, huh?
Yeah, it sat for a long while.
So what was the story behind that?
Pardon?
What was the story behind that?
Well, I decided I wanted something faster than the 318, and so I decided I started to build a 440 for it.
Okay.
Money became an issue, so I sold the 440, bought a crate, and money became an issue again with the kids growing up and everything. They take priority.
Oh yeah.
And then we moved down south, and it sat. It wasn't my priority for a while.
Gotcha. So afterwards, you said somebody helped you with the.
I suffered some illnesses, and the car was still, you know, I had been working on a little bit, but wasn't getting much progress done. And after the illnesses I suffered, I didn't have the ability to finish it to strength.
Gotcha.
And a friend of mine came by one day and talked to me, and he saw that something wasn't right with me. And came by the next day and asked if he and some of his friends could help get the car back on the road for me.
Oh, gotcha.
And so the following day, the guy came by and we wrote down what parts we had, what parts we needed, and he ended up, a guy named Scott ended up finishing it for me.
Gotcha. So it was basically everybody got together and kind of a car guy thing, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool.
definitely a car guy.
So what are your future plans for the car?
Well, my plan is this is going to go to my son when he graduates law school next year.
Okay.
And then we want to have it repainted. The paint on the car is over 33 years old.
Yep.
And we want to have it repainted, and then he can do whatever he wants to it after that.
Okay. So the upgrades afterwards, that's on him, what he wants to do with
That's on him.
He can make it his own then.
That's right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I met you at the car show over there in where was that, Six Gun Plaza?
Yeah.
Do you frequently get out with the car, or?
I try to hit as many shows now as I can. I don't like to drive at nighttime, so it's more of the daytime shows.
Gotcha.
Shows that get over a little bit lighter. In the summertime, it's not bad, but in the wintertime, too many deers.
Oh yeah. So what other models did they have with this car? I mean, with the Coronet?
They had the Coronet Deluxe, which was the basic model. Then the Coronet 440, which is this model.
Gotcha.
They had a Coronet 500, which was a more sportier, bigger engine. And then they had the RT, which was the Scat Pack with the little bumblebee on there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that came with the 440 stock, and the only other engine you could get in that one was a 426 Hemi.
Okay, so it had the big guns in it.
Yeah, you couldn't get the small block or even a 383 in it.
Gotcha. So I mean, it's kind of weird how Dodge came out with two big muscle cars in the same era. I mean, you had your Dodge Charger and you had your Coronet.
Yeah.
I mean, normally nowadays, if a manufacturer comes out with one sports model, you're lucky.
Right, right.
But back then, Dodge was trying to double up.
Well, yeah, it was weird that they did that. But,
and they, from what I heard, the Coronet, the Bumblebee was actually to do some competition with the Roadrunner, huh?
I believe so. Yeah.
So that was
yeah.
that was their response to that platform.
Right. It's a little Roadrunner insignia really caught on.
Yeah. So they had to get their little insignia too, which was the Bumblebee, which is now known as the Super Bee.
Yeah.
All right. So, is there anybody you want to give a special shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to get a special shout out to Chris Long and Scott Duffsath.
Okay.
I can never pronounce Scott's last name properly, but it was Chris that got the ball rolling, getting the car back on the road with the club. It's just a group of guys that hang out once a month, get together and cruise. And then Scott, because Scott did it while he was working on the side and just a lot.
That's pretty cool. It's good when people come together like that.
Yeah, and of course all my kids and my wife. You know, without them,
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
happen.
great. So is this pretty quick?
Not bad.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that was a pretty good little stretch right there.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, if you like this episode, like and subscribe. From Mike to Danny, we'll see you later. Goodbye.